Morning guys, I'm Simon, welcome to the channel. Back on the love story, Broken, part 9. I always get my numbers mixed up. Hope you've had a good week. I'm filming from the car today because I've been so busy filming and editing this week. Just struggling to find time with everything that's going on. So where did we leave it? Martin had arrived in Thailand and was, what did I call her? I've forgotten her name now. Neighbour had come down to Sawanapum and picked him up in a pickup truck, pretty beat up truck as well. Charged him 5,000 baht for the pleasure of taking him up to her village in Buriram, where she's now ready to have the baby any moment. And off he goes, airport, meets the guy eventually, gets up to the village for his first time ever in a Thai village. He'd never been outside of Pattaya and Bangkok on his couple of trips he'd been here. And this is 15 years ago, remember, so back in 2004, 5, it might be longer actually. So he arrives in the village. Now he's pretty, at this time he's pretty athletic, and I said as before, he's vertically challenged. He's about 5'5", 5'6", athletic, loves kids. And on arriving, from what he's described, her house is a typical Thai wooden house, jacked up on the pillars, with a downstairs, so it's all wood upstairs, wooden floor, one big room. Downstairs a sort of make-do kitchen, and a room which you call the toilet, with a Thai toilet, like the little squat hole in the floor type toilet, and a concrete square tank to the side of the squat, which is filled with water, and in there is a little plastic bowl type saucepan. Anyway, I'm not going to explain to you how you use a Thai toilet, you all know that, but you also shower in there by just chucking water over yourself in this little room, so no hot water. He's a pretty tough guy. He's got no problem at all with that, and it doesn't take him a few days to learn how to use it all, with the assistance of Yar or War or whatever her name is. He meets the mother, and I'm still unaware whether the father was still around. I don't think he was, so pretty sure it was just War and the mother. Of course, as he arrives, and it was in the evening he arrived in the village, all the village come out. There is already a foreigner living in that village, who's quite well off, but very practical and helps the village in quite a few ways. So they already know what a foreigner looks like there, and they already like the foreigner. So that's great. Most of the village come out to meet Martin, and over the next few days he even meets the other foreigner and gets on really well with him, but the foreigner doesn't really want to interact too much with him at this point. So he starts interacting with all the kids of the village and starts playing football with them, and he finds a creek and they go swimming, and anyway, hits it off with the village, and the village love him, and he's still got a pocket full of money that he's arrived with. The next thing is the neighbour, again in the car, takes him and Wa to the local city, which is about 45 minutes to an hour away, and they go buying everything that's going to be needed for the arrival of the baby, Thai style, not Western style. And they go shopping and buy all the bits, take it home. A few days later, labour starts, and there is a local clinic, small hospital in her village, who'll be monitoring her. Time comes and they go to the main hospital, which again is 45 minutes away. Out comes the neighbour's pickup truck, and off they go. And she has a simple childbirth, no problem at all, everything good, and she has a little girl. And healthy. Over the next, we're going to accelerate the story a bit, because for the next 3 or 4 months, Martin's over the moon. The baby has a sort of Farang look to it, and War agreed straight away after the birth that Martin said, look, because of your job, I need to know that this is my daughter. And they arranged a couple of months down the line to get the test done, which they do, and the daughter is his, which puts his mind at rest, and he makes him very happy, because you can imagine that was going through his mind all the time because of her job. Big motorcycle rally going past me, some nice bikes. So yeah, he is the father of this lovely daughter. He's arranged, with the money he's got, he was going to stay for 4 months, and the time was coming up pretty quick. He didn't want to go home and leave his daughter, because Wa has already said that she's going back to work, going back to Pattaya as soon as possible, and leaving the daughter with the mother. And I think she's got a sister, so the sister's at some point turning up. Not ideal, but this is Thailand, and it's the way it happens sometimes. Yeah, not brilliant. But Martin, he has got enough money to stay longer if he wants, but his plan is to get back, work for a few months, come back again, keep doing quick visits. Airfares at that time from the UK to Thailand is about £500, $600, so it's not huge money, but it's still a chunk of money. So pretty much time comes and he says goodbye to the mother. The sister has turned up, and the daughter, and Wa is off back to Pattaya. So they arrange the pickup truck next door to drop Martin at the airport, and then Wa's going off. Now what Martin does do, the sister is older and seems quite sensible, and has a normal job locally. He arranges with the mother and the sister and gives them some money for the daughter's next 4 months, 5 months, whatever it's going to be. Doesn't give Wa the money. Much to her annoyance, he gave her a little bit of money, but as he said, she's going back off to sell her body, and he's not paying for that, which cheesed her off. But anyway, they hadn't been sleeping together. She was getting over having a baby. Well, they might have slept together, but that was about it. And no bond was sort of building. She's quite a party animal. All she could think about was getting back to Pattaya. So there's no mention of anything about boyfriend, girlfriend, marriage, anything like that. Just that he said that he will finance the daughter no matter what, for everything, and would work out a way of getting money to the family when needed. So that was good, but not so good on the romance. He gets to the airport, heads home, she goes off to Pattaya, and everything's pretty straightforward. So, easy, all good. 4 months later, he's worked hard again, done everything he should, and he's starting to plan his trip back to see her. Week before he actually books a flight, and a week before he flies, he gets another message from the family. War has been put in prison again, and for illegal substances. Actually, still don't know whether it was involved buying or selling, but back inside. This time he said he's not doing anything, and he was going to fly over, make his own way to the village, and would talk to the family then. But he doesn't talk Thai, so he'd have to use that other foreigner. Anyway, he gets on the plane, gets over, figures a way of getting up to the village, and gets there. Gets hold of the other foreigner over the next few days, figure out what's happened, and yes, she is in jail. Second offence, and it was going to be no money, no matter what. It was going to be 3 months. She'd have to do the time. And he was over this time. He was come over for 6 weeks, so he's not even going to get to see her. What an absolute pig. Anyway, guys, let's leave it there. She's in jail for 3 months. He's with his daughter in the village. What would you do? What do you think? I don't know. See you next time. Bye for now.